Oh, he's got it! On the figure eight! Here we go, here we go. Oh! Cool. You're good. But just chronicling the journey of you know, a bass fisherman jumping into the musky world.
A boy becoming a man.
Yeah. There you go. You're not far off.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for puberty, so.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. That's a good, I like that. Everybody starts fishing for something, you know what I mean? And bass are awesome, especially you guys in California, are you?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I know it's huge out there.
Yeah, so
and
the
I guess
trophy...
if we have bass that size, I know it'd be huge. It's huge here too, I guess. But man, it's, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, the trophy bass fishing is really not that far off from the musky fishing, at least as far as mindset.
Your world is immensely larger than any musky guy could ever dream of.
Totally.
Then you can be at the top of your game and just still be like an average guy in the musky world, or you could be like a KVD in the bass world and be like, yeah, okay, you're making a good amount of money doing that. You know?
That's right.
Our tournaments and stuff are pretty much a good indicator. Yeah, if it's bumpy at all, just slide a little further back. I got way too much weight up top.
Oh, I got you.
All right, man, let's do it.
Oh, brother.
Have you caught one now? You caught it?
Yeah, I got 5 this season so far.
Very good.
A lot of learning curves, losing, missing fish.
Oh,
a lot of little technical adjustments I've had to make.
Very much a part of the program.
You know, I've got bass fishing mechanics and muscle memory. Yeah. So
you got all the right stuff to start, man. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Just being proficient with the gear and just having that angler instinct. The rest comes.
Yep. Just like any other fishing, time on the water and learning.
Oh, 100%. Man, I like it. The watercolor is good because it's been so calm. You haven't had much.
Right.
Actually, you need to hop over here. You won't catch any spray there.
Yeah, it looked like,
like the wind's blowing it over. It's like spraying up there and then the wind is here.
Looked like it was pretty glass in the photos yesterday.
It was. It was glass this morning. It was supposed to be this morning and then it never came.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough fishery, but like there's truly some of the biggest fish around out here. I mean, they are huge.
Yeah. Al was pretty pumped on me getting out here.
Was he?
Oh yeah.
That's cool, man.
Between Mille Lacs and this place, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, the Bay.
God damn.
I grew up here. I live up in northern Wisconsin now.
Okay.
But I grew up here, and I got ducks full time out here in the fall.
Sick.
Hence the color of the boat.
Yeah, yeah.
And, yeah, it's a really neat place. Some of the biggest walleyes, biggest bass, biggest muskies in the world.
Right.
It's world class. There's nobody that would argue that. You always got that chance to do something so outside the realm of normal. That's just cool. Like even that 49 Kevin caught. I mean, that's a tremendous fish anywhere.
Totally.
Especially just based on the weight. But
man,
man.
I'm all about that girth, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
To build on these fish is incredible.
Yeah, even that mid 40 you had too. I mean, the thing just, I mean.
I'd almost have a shorter, girthier fish than a long, skinny one, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Just come do this by myself. So this is honestly a little bit out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Because honestly, I enjoy piecing the puzzle and just figuring it out.
Yeah, and out here, I mean, I've only musky fished out here a handful of times. I've been out here a long time. I've been GPSing this thing for like 20 years.
Wow.
Because I guide out your ducks. I'm out here for 50 days straight.
Right.
It's hard for me to turn off the musky fisherman. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm out here duck hunting. I got my layup boat out here, and my boat's up by shore, and I'm just.
Oh, this sets up nice, right? You gotta mark that.
Yeah, let me just take a little stroll along here, you know, in between birds getting pounded, you know. Just
for sure.
Take a look at this and see what we got for bait off of this. There's a pile of perch on this morning. I'm sure there's still some around.
How big are these little high spots out here?
They're kind of like map palaces. They're not really spots. They're kind of false spots. Like that's not. I mean, this is supposed to be 3 feet, and
right. You got a 1 foot rise, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit. We came out here yesterday, hooked 5 and landed 2. So
yeah.
I mean, and nobody's around. It's kind of like this too. It's like, well,
beautiful.
There's 70 guys out musky fishing, and you're just trying other stuff that other people aren't doing, and we got lucky, caught a couple fish. So.
That right there is my steez, man.
Yeah.
Blaze your own trail. It's kind of my deal.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. So I'll get us set up here. We'll spot lock up and just do a quick little musky tutorial here. Get you.
Heck yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man. This looks pretty good. It's about as rough as you want it. It's still enough that you're bouncing around and you know, but it's like not uncomfortable. And the wind is supposed to lay down. It's already laying down. These waves will soften up for us. And the ingredients are there, my friend.
I like it.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, you could just feel it in the air.
A little. Yeah. Oh, it's bitey. It's bitey for sure.
Even this morning, Al over breakfast was like, "Man, you need to get over there now, because
is he what he said? Yeah.
They're not gonna follow today."
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, "Oh man."
This morning, this was supposed to get here this morning, and it never really did. So,
wow.
Like I said, blessing in disguise here, maybe, man. We'll see how it all goes.
Very cool.
Yeah, if you want to film, I'm fine with that. I would say though, I mean, for baits and stuff, I'm just gonna have you use what's gonna work. Let's see if we can slay if that works. Not that these won't work. You can throw them for a bit if you need to.
I honestly would rather just.
I don't have the right color.
Which color are they?
I need black and copper's been hot.
Black and copper.
So actually, with you could run this though. This is a pretty close. So if you're gonna throw anything, then this is what I'll put on for sure.
Cool.
But yeah, that'll work then.
And part of this documentary is to fish what I feel could work versus what I know does work.
Okay. Well, swim baits out here are a thing.
Yeah.
That is like this bait out here is extremely good.
Yeah, I like the watercolor. That's green.
Yeah, it's just turning. It's in the process of flipping with that little bit of. It's in the process of flipping with this little bit of wind and everything that's going on out here. So it's like it's prime.
Rad.
And it's got some thump. That the blade spins real nice.
Yeah.
At the very least, you get the blade turn off flash, and then it bulks with the profile with that white body.
Yeah,
it's very good color out here. White, fire tiger.
This is pretty much this has been pretty much an ongoing experiment evolution of the swim bait. And when I found his wire, I'm like, okay, we need to put it on his wire, because I was just using 130-pound fluoro. For this. And it'd get one fish and just be thrashed. You know?
Much so. Yeah,
and
especially when you're dealing with rocks. And
and I'd be thankful to even get him in the net, right? So I'm just like, oh, dude, we need to start building them on your wire.
Yeah, we need to. Yep, exactly. No, like I said, it looks pretty nice.
It's been catching them, man.
Oh, he did throw another one on there. There's this one. That's the one good. That's got the extra hook. That's right.
Yep.
The one thing I was concerned about is the one he had yesterday. It didn't have this hook up top.
Right.
And I was like, dude, I mean,
that's what I've been adjusting too.
It'll get bit, but the hookup ratio on Muskies, dude, it's.
Oh, I've seen it, man. I've seen it.
I mean, you get days. I mean, you go for 0 for 5, and you go. You'll have tough days that way.
That's brutal.
Brutal. But even out here, one bite's a good day out here. I mean, like I said, every time you get nibbled, you get the pucker factor going, because it could be the one, you know.
So you guide in full time?
I do guide full time. Yep. I guide full time all year round. All different stuff.
Cool.
It's pretty neat. I enjoy it. Tremendous.
Where do you want me set up?
I'm going to have you sit right up front. It's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, so a couple quick things. In these waves and stuff, obviously you've got the added challenge of
not falling in the water.
Not falling in the water. Yeah. We'll see when it lays down. We may then do some contour stuff, but for the most part, we're going to have to. This kind of fishing forces you to do drifts. You pretty much have to kind of turn sideways and go with it. Yep. Or you can do it this way somewhat, but it really dictates where you're going to go, because there's too much wind and waves.
That's exactly how I fish these spots.
Right, and so when you're going down that way, the biggest thing to remember is when you bring in a fish and it's coming at you, that fish is going to be under the boat very quickly on a figure-8 scenario. So it's tough to. Let me give you a better example. I can show you better than I can tell you. So you've caught 5. What's your biggest?
46.
46.
Yeah, I hooked a couple at Lake of the Woods have been haunting me, but
oh yeah,
I mean, I already know I'm gonna run into a bigger fish, so I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
46 is a nice muskie, but if you're traveling and doing this, like St. Clair, I mean, we just got back from there. I mean, we landed 46 in 3 days, 3 over 50, and there's a ton of fish that are like 41 to 48. Like we pound it. I mean, you get to the point where you got 40 inches, and you're just kind of like,
all right, shake them off.
I mean, I hate to be the guy that says that, but I mean, we really do that. We now, you know, take care of them, of course.
No, totally.
That would
I can really
jeopardize the fish, but it was just kind of that, like, it literally got to the point where, I mean, our best day we landed 30 and we had 50 plus bites, and it was literally like every rip where I didn't get pounded by a fish was like,
wow, really?
Oh dang, you know,
yeah.
it was pretty insane.
That's cool.
So real quick, we'll be drifting, like I said, for the most part we'll be drifting with the wind. We may do some, maybe I'll try to augment it depending on the spots, or may spot lock us on the areas that I know are going to be holding a fish, or that I suspect are. I'll spot lock us, and then we'll just, you know, kind of cast and cover water. For figure eights, make sure you make them nice and wide. I'm sure you've heard all this before, but I just want to go through it really quick, because if we get one shot, we want to make sure, we don't want that to be the thing where, hey, yeah, you know, I should have told you that. When you're bringing it in, feet shoulder width apart, always be ready to set the hook. As you're bringing it in, lead it to the one side and sweep to the other, whatever way you're going to end up going. This time, it's almost always going to be a right to left sweep. On that turn, in this water, you may or may not see those fish.
Right.
Okay, it's dark enough, it's dingy enough, and quite frankly, you could be going right over the top of them. They could be sitting right there as the bait goes over their head. They could just come up and pound you from underneath. So be diligent on those figure eights, and just, if you get hit at both sides, harden to the side on the hook set. That's also crucial. Never up. Right. And that's going to be exactly what you want to do, and it's exactly what 99.999% of other people do. That, you know, you probably have a little practice with that on Lake of the Woods, I'd imagine, because there's a lot of boat side fish up there.
Yep.
But if you get hit, harden to the side, and then lead them whatever way you got to go with them. Don't change direction on them too abruptly. Try to push the head out and go over. If you get hit by one of these, they're going to go where they want. It's going to be exciting.
For sure, brother.
When you get hit out on the cast, harden to the side on your hook set, and do not change directions when you're fighting them. Also very important. Harden to the side, and then you're using that reel. Lock it in and keep them down like this. You don't ever want to have the rod up in the air. Harden to the side like this, and then use the reel to winch them in. Do not change directions when you're fighting them.
Same mechanics
again here is going to be, we're going to be coming at them fast if we're drifting. So the problem, two things happen. That's how you lose fish in big water. One, you get to the boat like this, fish goes under the boat. Now we're going, you know, say we're drifting this way, fish goes under, now you've got a big fish underneath. That's a problem, all right? Only thing you do really there is hold on. The other thing you get is, if you're up front, don't be afraid to lead that fish around the front, but again, that's a risky maneuver, because now you've got the fish on the upwind side of the boat and you're drifting this way. But if the fish planers out in front, you're not going to turn them and bring them back. You kind of have to just walk them around and do the best you can. But the biggest thing then, because now you're drifting this way, fish is over here, you got boats getting pushed, the fish wants to go that way. It's a great way to lose a fish. So watch out for those two things, but harden to the side on the hook set and don't change directions when you're fighting them is the most important. Keep them coming one way. What I mean by that, and bass fishermen are admittedly, I think they're probably the worst.
They're absolutely the worst. They're absolutely the worst.
Hard like this, and they go, you know, they're moving it around because of smaller hooks are holding those fish.
No, they
Muskie,
won't.
Well, yeah, that's,
no, they won't.
I was being generous. But,
you're right.
Okay, so, but with a muskie, they almost always won't. I mean, you hook them hard to the side, keep them coming that one way. If you have to switch and change directions, do it. And after you do it, don't change back. Commit one way or the other. If you change and have to pull them that way for whatever reason, don't then change and go back the other way. But hard to the side and hook set, keep them coming one way. And I can't tell you how many fish, because the minute they get any slack, they get off. They got a big mouth, it's bony, it's hard, and these big hooks tear big holes. So the minute the tension changes, you're in trouble. So.
Gold.
All right, buddy. We're all set. On your figure eights too, just watch the...
How many passes?
One for sure, and then watching behind the bait. Don't be looking at the bait itself.
Yep.
Watching a couple feet behind. That's where I would say is the best. All right, well, let's get started here. You can hop right up front.
Brad. Oh, he's got it! On the figure eight! There we go, here we go. Oh!